Good morning, everyone. Thank you for your participation. My name is Anni Donghi. I am the Global Development Manager of Promos Invest in Lombardy. Today's topic is an overview on FDI investments in Italy with a specific focus on the Lombardy region. Together with me, there is Professor M.Mutinelli, the Scientific Coordinator FDI Monitor of Invest in Lombardy. Before we start, I would like to remind you that it is possible for you to send us questions. We will read all of them at the end of the session. Also, all the presentation will be available online. So let's start with a brief overview of Invest in Lombardy services and some key facts and figures about our investment environment. Invest in Lombardy is the investment promotion agency of the Lombardy region. The project is supported by the Lombardy region, the Lombardy Chambers of Commerce, and is powered by Promos, the special agency of the Milan Chamber of Commerce. We are the investment promotion agency, so we support foreign investors that are interested to set up a new business in our region. We work in connection with public partners, but also with private partners. Our main activities are attracting foreign investors and supporting them during the process of investments. This is possible thanks also to our network of private partners. We have a network of 22 private partners. Most of them are consultancy firms, law firms, or real estate agency. Our services, as I said, are completely free of charge for the foreign investors. We start from mapping investment opportunities along the entire in the Lombardy region. We also support foreign investors searching the best location. It could be a productive site or an office. We also support the investors during the setup and registration process of the company. We, as Invest in Lombardy, support the investors that already made an investment in our region. All these activities leads us to reach successful results. Starting from 2012, we have assisted over 500 foreign investors. We actually supported to finalize 5 investments every 2 months. And for every euro invested by the Lombardy region, the Chambers of Commerce, and our private partners in the project, we have a return on the investment for more than 100 euro for the territory. This is the end of the first part. Let's move on some key facts and figures regarding the Lombardy region. Lombardy is the business hub for foreign investors in Italy. More than 60% of the total FDI are actually concentrated within our region. This is the best region in terms of business environment. Please consider that we produce almost the 25% of the total national GDP, which could be comparable to a whole nation like Norway or Denmark. Doing business in Italy is actually easier compared to other European cities. For example, it takes just 6 working days to start a new business in Italy. There is no other European region where you can find a perfect balance between competitive cost, and quality of human resources. In this chart, you can see an example related to the wood manufacturing sector, where you can see that in Milan, you have the perfect mix in terms of quality of human resources working in the sector and cost of the investments. A recent report, a research developed by the Bocconi University and by the Milan Chamber of Commerce accounts that an additional unit of capital invested in a foreign branch makes Lombardy 60% more in terms of gross margin than in other European cities. This is true also for some specific sectors where Lombardy have a specific competitive advantages, like the chemical sector or the plastic sector. As I said, we offer Lombardy stands out for the quality of its human resources, but the competitive advantage, but the competitive cost. We have the highest number of employees working in the high-tech manufacturing sector, but at competitive cost. For example, if we consider, we can see from this chart below that Italy has a lower hourly wage and a lower labor cost compared to other main cities in Europe. So basically, what I would like to present to you is a business environment that could be very attractive, not just for sectors mainly related to, for example, the furniture or the design industry, but actually Lombardy can have actually a competitive advantage of several sectors. We have a very diversified economy. This is the end of my presentation. As I said before, we will read all the questions at the end of the whole session. Now I'll leave the floor to Professor Mutinelli, which will present you some key facts that are related to new trends for foreign investments in Italy, with a specific focus on the Lombardy region.
Thank you. Good morning to everybody. Well, let's start with some figures. Lombardy hosts the headquarters of more than 4,700 foreign investment firms in industrial and business sector industries. This is 48.6% of all foreign invested firms in Italy. So nearly half of foreign investment firms in Italy are headquartered in Lombardy. These firms employ more than I'm sorry, these figures are not correct, because we have more than 400,000 persons employed in foreign invested firms and a turnover of about 220 billion euro. A recent research of FDI Intelligence, a division of the Financial Times, published a report in February entitled FDI European Cities and Regions in the Future. And the report takes into account 468 locations across Europe, both cities and regions, which have been assessed on a 2-year basis and ranked according to 6 different criteria. They are the economic potential, human capital and lifestyle, cost effectiveness, infrastructure, business friendliness, FDI strategy. Well, according to the outcome of the report, Lombardy ranked first among the southern European regions and 5th among large European regions for the number of foreign direct investments. And this result has been achieved notwithstanding the poor performance of Italy as a location for foreign direct investments. The degree of inward internationalization of Italy is much lower than that of its direct European competitors such as Spain, France, Germany, or the United Kingdom. Let me now recall some figures about Lombardy, its economic environment, and its role on the Italian economy. As said earlier, Lombardy accounts for 22% of national GDP and also 22% of the number of employees of active enterprises. Notwithstanding, in terms of population, Lombardy is only 16% of Italy, with about 10 million inhabitants. But the weight of Lombardy on the national total is much higher if we look at figures concerning internationalization. Lombardy accounts for more than 27% of Italian exports, 30% of Italian imports, 30.8% of the number of foreign subsidiaries of resident firms, and 25% in terms of employees of foreign subsidiaries of resident firms. 47% in terms of the number of foreign invested firms, and 44% in terms of the employees of foreign invested firms. Let's look at the breakdown of foreign participated firms by industry. Well, the presence of foreign invested firms is particularly high in the manufacturing industry, in the wholesale, and in business services. We have more than 1,800 foreign invested firms in the wholesale industry with more than 72,000 employees, and more than 1,100 firms in the manufacturing industry with more than 185,000 employees. I must underline that these figures do not encompass the financial sector, that is banks, insurances, and other financial industries, the real estate, and the retail. Thus, the real number of foreign invested firms in Lombardy is more than 5,000, and the number of employees is nearly 500,000 people, a very relevant number. With respect to Italy, Lombardy and Milan in particular is by far the privileged location in the wholesale sector and in ICT services and the other professional services, with more than half of all foreign participated firms. While in the manufacturing sector, the weight of Milan and Lombardy is particularly high in high-tech industries and medium-tech industries due to the specific importance or relevance of those industries in the Lombardy economy. More than 60% of foreign invested firms in the paper, publishing and printing industries are in Lombardy, and more than 50% in the pharmaceutical and chemical products industries. Let's see at the breakdown of foreign invested firms in Lombardy and in the province of Milan by geographic origin of the foreign investors in 2014. As in Italy, the European Union is the most important origin of foreign investors, with more than 2,600 companies in Lombardy, with almost 200,000 employees. We have more than 1,000 companies participated by investors from North America, with more than 155,000 employees, but is rapidly growing the number and the weight of companies participated by Asian investors. Now there are more than 500 firms participated by Asian investors, with nearly 33,000 people. And these figures do not consider the investment in 2015. I remember that one very important Lombardy firm, such Pirelli, has become a part of a Chinese group. With respect to the Italian total, the weight of the European Union is slightly less important than that of extra-European investors, such as North American and Asian investors. Now look at the recent trends that emerge from the analysis of cross-border M&As, which interested Italy between 2004 and 2014. Here we see the number of Italian companies which has been partially or fully acquired by foreign multinational enterprises by year, and we see a fall in 2009 owing to the economic crisis, and then a number which was about 250 new investments every year. The large majority of mergers and acquisition comport is linked to the acquisition of a majority share by the foreign investor. If we look at the number of employees of the Italian firms, we see a peak in 2007 owing to a minority investments, while in the last year the number of employees in firms acquired by foreign investors has been around 20,000 a year. Here we see the breakdown of the number of Italian companies acquired by industry, and we see that there has been a recovery of the manufacturing industry in more recent years, while it's also growing the weight of business services. Wholesale and retail has been very important between 2006 and 2008, and less important in more recent years, even though Milan remains a major location for retail investments. And the breakdown of the number of Italian companies acquired by foreign multinational enterprises by geographic origin of the foreign investor show the growing importance of investments from the BRICS, and particularly China, and from the other countries. The weight of Europe was more than 80% in 2004, and now is nearly 60%. So 20% more from investors from outside Europe. This is the national trend, but is also the Lombardy trend, and Lombardy has been always about 30% of the national total. That means that more than 30% of Italian companies acquired by foreign multinational enterprises between 2004 and 2014 was in Lombardy. Let's now have a look on FDI greenfield projects. We now look at the trend of European countries, and then we will look at the trends concerning Lombardy. These figures are given by ICE Agenzia, which is the national agency for the attraction of investments, and are based on data provided by FDI Intelligence from the Financial Times. The total number of projects in Europe has risen from nearly 2,000 in 2003 to more than 5,500 new investments in 2008. And after the crisis, it has been stabilizing about nearly under 4,000 new investments every year. But the performance of Italy has been very poor. The maximum was reached in 2008 with 253 new investments, but the number of new investments fell to 124 in 2013. That is only 3% of the European total, and less than 1% of the world total, which is much less than the weight of Italy in terms of exports or in terms of production. In 2014, there has been a light recovery from 124 to 146, while the number of new investments in Western Europe remained stable. And this increase, as we will see, has been determined by the increase of new greenfield projects in Lombardy. If we look at the most important Western European region by number of new projects, we see that the number of new projects in Lombardy in 2014 was 62 against 53 new investments in 2013 and 46 in 2012. So in the last 2 years, Lombardy has marked a remarkable performance and is near the top 10 destination in Europe. Also Milan marked a good performance in the last year, and the number of greenfield projects in Milan grew from 36 in 2011 to 53 in 2014. Over the whole period, Milan was in the top 10 destination between European cities and preceded important other important European cities and capitals like Vienna or Stockholm or Copenhagen or Brussels and Zurich. Okay, these are the main figures concerning foreign direct investments in Lombardy and in Milan. So we will see probably in 2015 a new good performance from Milan, owing also to the effects of the Expo, but also as an effect of a renewed target on attracting foreign direct investments by the region, and and also by thanks to the efforts made by Promos in this field. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. So I just want to give you a few minutes if you want to send us a few questions. And just to remind you, as I said before, that the presentation will be available online. Please visit our blog, Invest in Lombardy blog. And just to remind you also that we are planning several webinars in the next days. The next one will be this afternoon related to taxation and investment in Italy. So please register. As I said, it's a free webinars. And so let's check if there are any questions. So there is a question for Professor Mutinelli. So if you want to read and then reply directly online.
Well, the question is, as for my experience and Invest in Lombardy monitor expectation, I think that FDI will keep increasing in Italy and in Lombardy also in 2016 and the coming years. And what about the most relevant and promising sectors and countries? Well, I think that FDI in Italy will increase in 2015 as increased, and also in 2016 the trend will continue. This owing to some reason. First of all, the exit of Italy from the economic crisis, which has penalized the number of new projects and the interest of foreign investors towards Italy. Second, Italy is becoming more competitive in several industries, and made in Italy is well appreciated all over the world. So having a manufacturing basis in Italy in several industries, such as the fashion-related industries, but also chemical products or pharmaceutical, is very important for the competitiveness of a large European group. And there is an increasing trend of reinvestments in these industries. And third and last, I think that the new structure of the Italian bodies which are in charge to attract new investments will be more effective in the next year, and this will produce good results in this.
There is another question. What Invest in Lombardy is trying to do for 2016 in terms of making the territory more attractive? And so I would say that our main goal for 2016 will be to mapping more investment opportunities. So that means that we need to work more, we will work more closely with the territory. We will map more opportunities in terms of real estate investments, but we will also work on searching M&A opportunities. We do these activities. We are not just focused on supporting greenfield investment, but we do also support foreign investors that are looking for Italian capital-seeking companies but I would say that in 2015 we will definitely improve our M&A platform, and we will work in strict connection with the territory to map new business and investment opportunities. Shortly will be available online our point of view on the Lombardy Energy Cleantech cluster, and we will do other point of view for the next years related to other key sectors for the Lombardy region. Okay, just wait a few minutes if there are any other questions. Anyway, if you want to send us more questions after the end of the webinar, we will provide you our email address, so you can send us your questions and we will reply to you shortly. So, no other questions, so I think this is the end of the webinar. I would like to thank you, all of you, for your participation. The webinar will be also available on our YouTube channel. Thank you.